the home of the common Joe and the common Sally in the know, even more so than all those media talking heads.
Woo! Man, oh man, oh me. We're already going into week 12 now of college football season. Like I like to always say, it goes by like a blink of the eye, and it has. The coaching carousel is out of control. We're already hearing some crazy rumors, even involving Brent Venables, of all people, as well as the Michigan scandal, which you thought couldn't get more scandalous, but it has. is Not only is there sign still involved, now U.S. Integrity is involved, which I think is a governmental agency that don't just investigate stuff like sign stealing. They are usually involved when there is some illegal activity going on via the internet across state lines, like illegal gambling, that kind of deal, involving Matt Weiss, who is the co-offensive coordinator and quarterback coach at Michigan. Let's talk about it. Here we go again on our own, like that old White Snake song that I like to reference quite a bit because they're one of the most underrated rock bands of all time. And here they come, riding on in on their own. It's the Outlaw Posse now in effect. And today's full Horseman Shoutouts go to, as you can see at the bottom of the screen here, Bebo Lewis, T Boomer, Doug Fleetwood, and Hines 57A are mounted up, saddled up, and ready to go and help me with this college football invasion. We also have two new members that have just mounted up and saddled up, and they're getting their badge today, and they are Teakin and Jeff Payton are now deputized. They got their badge, and they'll get their random Four Horsemen shout out, as well as possibly be the comment of the day. And if you want to get your badge and get deputized like they just did, it's just $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. That's just a bottle of water. There's a little join button. Next is subscribe button. If you're on an Apple phone, you may have to go to your laptop or your computer. I can also be reached on Twitter at OCF Productions. Now, getting right to it here. Seems like the Michigan scandal's getting a little bit out of hand now. I didn't think it'd get any bigger, and I wasn't really going to touch on it too much, but this is getting astronomically serious for the University of Michigan. And like I said before, when I was talking about it on some of my live streams, the 3-game suspension of Jeff Harbaugh was sort of tame to me. I don't understand why they would get so pissed off about that and try to fight that when there's so much more seriousness to this. And now with this kind of stuff, and I'll bring it up for y'all right now, a little something here that I saw that makes this look really, really serious. Right there. I saw this on the morning show last night. Give them a little bit of credit for that. The same evening, the conference informed the university's next football opponent, Michigan State University, that the information disclosed by the NCAA regarding the impermissible scheme on October 19th. The conference similarly informed the university's remaining 23 opponents. The conference also consulted with U.S. Integrity, which confirmed the conference's view that the immediate transparency about the information the conference had learned was important. I'm not going to read the rest of that, but as y'all can see here, U.S. Integrity is definitely involved in this. The Big Ten went as far as to bring in U.S. Integrity, which tells me that this ain't all about sign stealing, and that Michigan probably should have tried to keep this a little more hush-hush than they come out and start fighting this and trying to pretend like plausible deniability crap. Now they got the U.S. Integrity involved. That's big. That's really big from what I'm understanding from numerous people that have talked about it to me. U.S. Integrity being involved, like I said earlier, is not usually about sign stealing. It's something much more serious. It's like cross state lines kind of crimes with the internet and your computer and that kind of deal. And it was Matt Weiss that was involved in most of that. And he is the co-offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Michigan. So, for Jim Harbaugh to be playing it off and saying, well, Jeff Stallions was a rogue guy on the staff that wasn't really high up on the staff and I couldn't control him, it's coming back to really haunt Harbaugh, and it's making him look really bad because there's no way you cannot tell me that Harbaugh didn't know of the activities of his co-offensive coordinator. Now, it's possible, but more than likely, there's some serious stuff going on here. Now, I'm not saying that Matt Weiss was involved in any kind of point scandaling or anything like that, or point shaving or whatever. But I'm just saying for the U.S. Integrity to be called in by the Big Ten, they think that something really serious is going on. So, in my opinion, Michigan probably needs to just take that 3-game suspension and go with it. It might be too late now because they made all these threats about leaving the conference and whatnot. But right now, with this kind of stuff going on, what conference would want Michigan? Everybody said, well, the SEC sort of corrupt. They'll take them. No, I've shot that down numerous times, by the way. The SEC is no more corrupt than any other conference. As a matter of fact, USC, y'all's favorite team out there, the Skittle Shitters, have been on probation more times than any other university in NCAA history. Look it up on ncaa.org if you don't believe me. But another topic for another day. But what do y'all think about this? Y'all think this is really, really getting deep, much more so than even sign stealing? Think there's some point shaving and something going on? I don't know, man. I hope it's not that serious. I hope that the U.S. Integrity was just brought in because they were good at investigating certain aspects of athletics and uncovering stuff to just help the Big Ten sort of back itself up when it does, if it does, have to go to court with Michigan on possibly keeping them out of the bowl scenario this year, maybe even the playoffs. I definitely think that Michigan should be a little more proactive in the other direction now. I think that they should go in there and say, hey, look, Harbaugh, you're fired. That would be a start. And then maybe withhold themselves from the bowls this year. That's just my take on it. Just go ahead and get it out of the way and punish yourself now before this gets any more deeper. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, and I'll bring it up here in just a second. Stop this screen and bring up something else for y'all that's I found pretty funny today. My friend Jonathan Lewis sent it to me. I think he's trying to play a joke on me or something, but he's still saying that he's serious about this, but we'll see. As you can see, already with the coaching carousel in full swing, you're going to see crazy stuff like this. They even went as far as to put Caesar's Sportsbook on here. I think that's what fooled Jonathan Lewis. He told me to go look it up on a website if I didn't believe him, which I did. And I'll show you that in a minute. But it's these kind of things that's out there that you don't know whether to believe or not. Technology has gotten so thick and so just crazy in the way they can fake stuff that you don't know what to believe anymore until it comes out of that person's mouth. So until I hear Brent Venables saying I'm going to Texas A&M, I'm going to think this is fake news. And the reason why I think this is fake news is it's pretty obvious to me. And y'all can look at it with me and see. Brent Venables, first of all, I mean, that's a big red flag, being the leading candidate. And then they got Mac Brown up there. Now, I tell you what, they could have fooled me if they had put Mike Elko, Lance Leopold, and Lane Kiffin and Mike Norvell at the top, and then put Brent Venables and them at the bottom. People might have bought into it. But Mac Brown's 73 years old. Texas A&M would be a dumbass to hire a 73-year-old man at this point. They're probably only going to get 2 or 3 years out of him. Mike Elko's Bible. I can understand it. Deion Sanders, that's a joke too. Anybody that hires Deion Sanders at this point after what they've seen from him, you get what you deserve. And it will be bad, 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 bad. Cliff Kingsbury, that's a joke to me. Willie Taggart, a joke. Some of these candidates on here are viable. like Mike Elko, Lane Kiffin, and Mike Norvell, and Lance Leopold. But the rest of them, and maybe Urban Meyer, but the rest of them, it's like you can tell they're playing some kind of joke. Now, let's back out of this and show you the real stuff. Now, the next screenshot I'm going to bring you up is stuff that is probably actually the actual candidates, to sort of debunk all this chicanery that's going on from the trolls out there. And Jonathan Lewis, I might start calling you a troll just for sending me that. Let's pull this up real quick for y'all. All right, here we go. Texas A&M coaching odds. Elko, Traylor, and Lane among the top favorites, right? And as you scroll down here, you'll see the next Texas A&M head coach odds, according to bookings.com, are Mike Elko, Jeff Traylor, Dan Lanning, Kalen DeBoer of Washington, Lane Kiffin, Lance Leopold, Mike Norvell, Chris Kleiman, and then it's the field after that. And I mentioned a lot of these guys on here, and a few people tried to shoot me down on Chris Kleiman, but as you can see, I wasn't far off on that. And also another guy I'd like to add to this list would be Eli Drinkwitz of Missouri. But yeah. And the moral of the story, class, is do a little investigating before you start floating things out to people. Now, I did send that little meme out to a few Oklahoma fans just to ruffle their feathers a little bit. But I went ahead and told them I thought it was fake. But to my boy Jonathan Lewis, who tried to rile me up today, might do a little more investigating next time instead of running with it. And that's all I got to say about that today. As you can see at the bottom, it tells you like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's supposed to be like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to, you can join the Outlaw Posse like the guys did earlier today. All it is $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. It's a little join button next to the subscribe button. Also, you can make a one-time donation to the program right now. Up underneath here, a little heart with a money dollar sign in the middle. Just click on that. Throw a few dollars in the coffers. And as always, KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.